Look at the back of your phone. Chances are it's staring right back at you with 2, 3, or maybe even 4 little glass eyes. But just a few years ago, our phones only had one camera lens, and for a while that single lens did everything. So what happened? Did tech companies just decide that more lenses look cooler? Or is there a deeper physical reason we suddenly needed an entire cluster of cameras in our pockets? Welcome to Simple Things Surprising Histories. Today we're unpacking the real science and clever engineering behind why your phone camera sprouted multiple lenses. To understand why we have multiple lenses today, we first have to understand the limits of a single one. Traditional cameras, like the big DSLRs professionals use, rely on large lenses with multiple glass elements. Their larger optics and adjustable lens designs allow photographers to zoom in, capture wide angles, and gather plenty of light. But there's a problem. Your smartphone is incredibly thin, less than a centimeter thick. For a long time, phone manufacturers just improved that single tiny lens. They made the digital sensors better and the software smarter. But eventually they ran into a brick wall, the fundamental limits imposed by physics. To get meaningful optical zoom, you generally need more physical distance inside the camera system. Longer focal lengths require space, and space is something smartphones simply don't have much of. But since nobody wants to carry around a phone that feels like a brick in their pocket, engineers had to get creative. Since they couldn't build one giant shape-shifting lens into a thin phone, engineers realized something brilliant: divide and conquer. Instead of forcing one lens to do everything adequately, they created a team of lenses, each a master of its own trade. Think of it like a toolbox. First, you have the primary or wide lens. This is the everyday workhorse. It usually has the largest sensor behind it to capture the most light, making it perfect for everyday moments and challenging lighting conditions. Then you have the ultra-wide lens. It uses a shorter focal length and specially designed optics to capture a much wider field of view, allowing you to fit sweeping landscapes or a large group of friends into the frame without taking a step back. And finally, the telephoto lens. Because phones are too thin for traditional zoom, engineers found clever ways to hide extra optical distance inside the phone. On some models, they place the optics sideways, using a tiny prism to redirect the light at a 90-degree angle, like a submarine periscope. This gives you real optical zoom while keeping the phone slim enough to fit comfortably in your pocket. But here is the most surprising fact. Depending on the scene, your phone may not be relying on just one camera. In many situations, multiple cameras and sensors work together behind the scenes. This is called computational photography. When you press the shutter, your phone may combine information from several cameras and sensors. One camera might help analyze the lighting and color of the scene, while the main camera captures the finest details. Your phone's processor then blends all of this information together to create a final image that often looks better than any single camera could produce on its own. Furthermore, because different cameras view the world from slightly different perspectives, and because modern software is remarkably good at analyzing those differences, your phone can estimate depth with impressive accuracy. That is one of the tricks that helps portrait mode know how to keep your face perfectly sharp while realistically blurring the background. So, the next time you look at the back of your phone, don't just see a random cluster of lenses. See a remarkably clever workaround. When smartphone engineers realized they couldn't bend the laws of physics, they found ingenious ways to work within them, turning a physical limitation into an invisible orchestra of glass, silicon, and mathematics. If you enjoyed this journey into the everyday items we take for granted, hit that like button, share this video with a curious friend, and subscribe to Simple Things Surprising Histories for more everyday mysteries explained. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.